Hello, I am actually recording a little video for you guys as an intro on using Zoom, so that's why I had to tell you that the meeting is being recorded. Anyway, I'm Katrin Schenk, and I am your instructor for our differential equations for scientists and engineers class here at Randolph College. So this is a 5-week full course in differential equations. And because it covers a lot of material, it goes quite fast. So I want you to just be prepared. You got to put the work in. Make sure you're keeping all of the deadlines in your mind and watching the videos and reading the book. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the course structure. And there's a video here that seems to be loading, but this video will actually be right here, the introduction video. All right, so let's take a look at the course structure. Now here you have the kind of main page that you're going to be going to look at lectures, to see what's due, etc. And this is a Moodle page, so you can get there by logging into moodle.randolphcollege.edu, and it'll come up and ask you for your password, your username and password that you got from Randolph College. And then you'll be able to see all this. Now it's going to look a little different because this is the instructor view, and you won't see all this extra stuff on here. Okay. All right, but let me just point out a couple of things. Well, so we have the syllabus here. It's just a PDF. We have an intro video. I'm also going to send that out in an announcement that gives you kind of the lowdown on the class. And my contact information, for instance, there's office hours. They're all by Zoom. And there are, there's my cell phone number, so there's other contact information like my email, my cell phone number. Feel free to text me about problems. I may not get back to you if you're texting super late. I won't get back to you that night. I'll get back to you in the morning. And we are going to be using WebAssign. So WebAssign, you may have used that in another class. It's very common to use them in physics classes and other math classes. That is where all your homeworks are. So when you see that your homework's due, it's on WebAssign, not on Moodle, okay? So you'll see that as we go down. But here's a nice link. This also gets you access to your ebook. So you can see here it's a differential equations with boundary value problems book. And you can get the e-copy by clicking on the WebAssign. And it's kind of nice because there's packages where you get both WebAssign and the book, etc. Okay. And we also have a supplementary text, which I highly recommend. You can get an ebook, a Kindle edition, etc. of this. It's really great for practicing because if you didn't already know this, learning math and physics is all about practicing, practicing doing problems. And this book has many, many problems to practice with. And I give you recommendations for every chapter on which problems or which sections of this book to concentrate on. So very, very useful and very cheap. I think it's like $15 for the Kindle edition. Okay. So we also have a calendar. I would recommend you. It's not a very complex calendar, but at least you should have it, open and look at it often to know like what's coming up. So for instance, our class starts on Monday, the 24th. And you have an assignment due. This is a WebAssign, so anything you see in green is a WebAssign assignment. Okay, and this is on WebAssign, and this is just a getting familiar with WebAssign assignment. Shouldn't take you too long, right? But it is due tomorrow. Okay, and you'll see all the homeworks that are due. Pretty much it's Wednesday, Saturday schedule. So, but here we have a Thursday, Sunday, just because of everything sort of scooted up a little. I wanted to give you a little time to get going. Okay, but in general, it'll be Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. Okay, so it's a lot. All right, now we have 2 tests and a final. Okay, so these 2 tests kind of come quickly. So we have a test on chapters 1 through 4 here. Then the next week, a test on chapters 5 through 8. And then the next week is the final. So the tests kind of come fast and furious there at the end. So just be aware that they're coming, okay? All right, so in general, what is a week gonna look like? Well, let's take a look at this week coming up. All right, first you'll have a to-do list. It tells you what to do, right? It says, do that WebAssign, getting to know WebAssign. It actually says Tuesday here. It is not Tuesday, so I can I'm going to fix that while you're sitting right here. So let's change that. That should say Monday, not Tuesday. There we go. Okay. So it'll tell you you've got a WebAssign, the getting started with WebAssign due on Monday. it'll tell you to watch the lectures, right? So lectures you'll see down here, and what sections of the book those lectures are covering, okay? And then there's another assignment due on the 27th, and watch more lectures, and another assignment due, okay? And then there's always like a convenient link to WebAssign, which will just take you to the WebAssign site. Now, the first time you click on this, when you up on the top when you're trying to get your book, it'll ask you to sign in, and if you don't already have a WebAssign account, etc., it'll ask you to buy WebAssign. It's like $30 or something, and then you also have to pay for that ebook. Again, there are packages that they have that have both, so you choose whatever you like. Okay. Now, the lectures look like this. So here's a lecture, it tells you what parts of the book it's covering. And then it tells you what supplementary stuff that you can look at. For instance, Schaum's chapter 1, right? This is the supplementary text. And by chapter 1, I mean, go through and read chapter 1. It's very short, so there's not a lot of instruction in Schaum's. But then there's lots of solved problems. And the way that you should be approaching those is they all have solutions. A bunch of them, there's fully solved problems in each chapter, and then there's a bunch that just have the answer. But you should be going through each of those and doing those problems. I mean, if you were, if it were me taking the class, I'll tell you what I would have done. I would have done every single problem, right? It's a great way to practice doing problems, and as long as you have the solutions with you, it's very useful to do this practice by trying the problem as hard as you can. When you get stuck, you look at the solution, etc., and go back and forth until you're done. Okay, and then there's another lecture and another, right, and another part of Schaum's, etc. Okay, and you'll see it's kind of quite a lot for 1 week. Again, and this is also with 2 homework assignments that you can see. Let's go back up to the schedule. You can see you have 2 homework assignments here that are in addition to this getting started with WebAssign. Again, the getting started with WebAssign is not a big deal, but every week you have 2 homework assignments. So it's a fast class, and you have to process all this material, right? Okay. So you really got to buckle down and make sure that you're not just leaving this, to the end or something. That would be a bad idea. We have deadlines here for a reason, to try to help you keep going and not pile things up. Okay, that being said, this is all on your own schedule, right? As long as you can get stuff done by the deadline, do it whenever you like, watch the lectures whenever you like, right? Do your homeworks whenever you like, as long as they're in by the deadline. Okay. Again, every week kind of looks very similar, right? Got lots of lectures, homeworks, and then there'll be a test. You can see there's a test here. That's the one I showed you on the schedule. And just to explain what those look like, let's go down. You'll see that there's a question sheet that has all the questions themselves, right? And then there's a quiz where you enter your answers. It's usually multiple choice. Now, when you do your test, you probably use some scratch paper, right? And these are all open book, right? Open notes. Don't use another human, right? But other than that, and what you can do is you can give me pictures. It's better if you scan them all into a PDF, but of your work, and I'll see about giving you some partial credit, because maybe you picked the wrong answer, but I can give you some partial credit if I see your work. Make sure it's neat. But this is where you upload it. So this is where the question sheet is, but you can also upload. That's what the little hand means. There's a place for you to upload things. Okay. And so both tests are going to be roughly like that format. Okay. And they're due by midnight of the day that they're due. Okay. And so that test will shut down. You won't be able to get in after that. Anyway, same kind of idea. There's another test here and another week. And then the final exam, which is due by July 1 at midnight. Okay, that's the last day of class. Again, we have a little bit different here. We have the question sheet as a PDF. You enter your answers in a quiz, and then extra credit upload, which is the, put in your scratch paper from your exam. And actually, if you have any Schaum's outline work that you want to upload, then you can do that. So if you've been doing the Schaum's outline work the whole time, keep a little notebook with it and scan a bunch of pages from that, and I'll give you some extra credit. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's all you need to know. The syllabus tells you about how the grading is done. So we can take a look at the syllabus. I'm going to have to stop the share and reshare. So give me 1 second. Yep. Okay. Here's the grading. This is in the syllabus again. The final exam is 35%. Each midterm is 20% each. And then the homeworks, the web-assigned homeworks are 25%. So you can spend a good time on that because those are worth a good chunk of your grade. Okay, again, there's lots of information on the syllabus that you can look at, lots on Moodle. And if you have any questions, of course, text me or email me. All right, well, good luck in the class. Remember to keep good schedule. Don't get behind. Okay. All right, talk to you soon.